Hi everyone, and this is Abby from Cross and Crafts, and this is my Flosstube number 5. I have been really rubbish. I haven't been on in such a long time, and I do really apologise for that. It has been crazy. I think my last Flosstube was October, November, December, so it's been like maybe September, so it's been like 2-3 months. It's been hectic. So as some of you might know or don't know, for those that don't, I do a lot of music as my other job. So I'm a pianist, singer, musical director, teacher, blah 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 blah. And 10 days before Christmas we did Nativity the musical at a brand new venue in Penzance called the Ritz. It went really well. We pretty much sold out of a show, but it was a lot of rehearsals, a whole week getting in, doing the show. It was fab, but it was very time consuming. So I got absolutely no stitching done that week. However, today is the 31st of December, so Happy New Year. And I've managed to get quite a bit of stitching over the last few days, which, oh, relief, love it. I have missed it so much, and I've missed all of you. Still been doing orders, still been doing bits and pieces and things, but just haven't had the time to be able to come back on. And I'm glad I started Flosstube this year, but I do feel like I've let myself down by not doing it more often. And I think that's partially because I'm not quite sure what else to do apart from some stitch with me's, because for me, I am doing our Harry Potter challenge series of challenges, so I'm putting a project to a chapter, so those chapters can take like a week or 2 weeks, so therefore I'm only working on one thing, and who wants to, in my head, who wants to see just about one thing? But never mind, it has been, yeah, it's been a while. I hope you have all had a lovely Christmas. We had a really quiet one, which I was very thankful for after having non-stop rehearsals and shows and work since we came back from the Lake District, which was July. So last Sunday just gone and the Sunday before, my first 2 Sundays off since July, which is insane. And I've got a rehearsal starting on Sunday this week on the 4th. So back to it. Exciting things for 2026. I'm doing 7 shows, which is amazing. I'm so grateful for. But yeah, want to get more stitching and more of this in. So I thought I would do a WIP parade. Is that right? I suppose it is. A WIP parade of the last year. So to let you know what I've got stitched and everything, I've just realised I haven't worked out my total. Doesn't matter. As in total amount of stitches completely. But I have worked them out for each of my projects. Now my projects have kind of, I've added some this year, but I've also got rid of some. Because I wasn't happy with them. So you've got to make that decision, haven't you, really? So yeah, I was just checking to see you were still recording. So yeah, I suppose that comes with trying out different things. So one of them that I stopped doing was the Gecko Rouge Moonlight. I've got my tablet here to help me with my brain. It was the New Star Moonlight, and I stopped that because it was on 28 count. I wasn't overly happy, and my go-to fabric is 32 count 1x1 tent with CXC. So I kind of stopped that, and I was like, right, I'm going to go through the kit and try and match up threads. Well, I haven't had time to do that, but hopefully that'll be something I'll do this year. And then the other one, which I'm really sad about, only a couple of weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, I was working on it. And I was just like, I'm just not happy. And I'm not happy because I wasn't getting a lot of stitches in. So normally my amount of stitches per stitchy session is like 400 up. There have been a few times where I've managed to get more. And I ended up stopping World Travel Bookshelf, Supersize Max Colour. 32 count 1x110, loved it. And I'll show you one here. I had managed to get that far along, but that's taken me 2 years, obviously switching in between different projects. I was like, I'm only at 8%. I've only stitched 60,000 stitches ish, and it's 723,000, just under. Like, I'm not getting anywhere. So I did treat myself to the regular version of that. And along with that, I also had the Grand Library in Supersize Max Colour, and I had, what was the other one? Once Upon a Fairy Tale in Supersize Max Colour. So I've actually bought the regular ones of those because, yes, you lose detail, but I think I'm going to be happier because I'll be able to get more done. I'll do it on 32 count again, favourite. So therefore, it will still look relatively good, and it's okay if there's a bit of detail lost because it's going to be small anyway on the 32 count. So that's something I may start in 2026, but I'm not sure. But I do have one I will start, which I will talk about in a bit. So yeah, so there's been quite a lot of learning. I started crochet, never crocheted before in my life. Started a blanket from Ophelia Talks. It's a whole kit. It's 15 balls of wool, the pattern, and it was like £35. I was like, I'll start that. So I've managed to make good progress on that, which has been really nice for the days where I have only got an hour and I need to just switch off my brain for a second, but I don't feel like an hour is enough time to put a decent amount of stitches into cross stitch. So I've done a bit of crochet, which has been really fun. So yeah, lots of different things. Just a busy year. Busy, and next year's going to be even busier, but I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for it, and I hope that I want to try and grow Cross and Crafts again. It's our 7th birthday in 2026, and I started it not even realising, or not even thinking about what it would become, and it's become what it's become because of all of you. So thank you very much. I couldn't do it without you all. So I want to be able to do more with it. So I've got to put my thinking cap on and go with that. But enough of me warbling. Let's get on to doing the projects that I have. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that I'm working on, which is kind of where I started this year, but I've taken some out. It's just the way it is. So as we go through, I'm going to do this one with putting a photo of the project when I started it at the beginning of the year, because why not? So first one up is Crimson Sonata, which is the beautiful lady in the red dress and the piano. This is from Tilton Crafts, and I have stitched this, my favourite 32 count 1x110. Technically it's my next in my rotation, but I'm adding one in, which I will talk about later. So I will hopefully put up a photo of it beforehand. And it is here. So it is folded under because I'm on the next row. So this year I have managed to stitch a total of 16,068 stitches on it. Not a bad feat. Which brings it to a total of 30,714 stitches out of 122,500. And we are at 25.07%. And I still love it. It's quite easy. It's quite blocky, especially like where you got these browns and lights and things. There are some changes, but it's not too bad. So I'm quite excited because we should see the top of the lady's head here, which I'm excited for. It feels like I haven't stitched on this in ages. I think it's been about 3 months because of switching and obviously all the shows and everything. But I'm excited to stitch on this again and get some more progress and get it above. I mean, the fact that I'm already on 25%, I think is pretty good. So yeah, so that is that one. I can't wait to stitch it again. It's been a while. but we shall. Okay. All of these from June or July. When did I start the series of challenges? I think it was June or July. Since then, I've worked on all of them for a chapter of the Harry Potter book series. So that has really, really, really helped with my overall stitches, I think. I think this year is probably, even though I feel like I've worked less on projects, this year I think is the most I've ever stitched. And I think I'm getting quicker, which is quite nice. So, next project is the beautiful Snape's Library, which is from the Cross Stitch Studio. This is a big one, but I don't mind that. And I've got Dumbledore's and Trelawney's, I think, library. So once I've got this one done, I'll start one of those. So yeah, this is from the Cross Stitch Studio, 32 count 1x1/10. And total stitches this year, because I started it this year in January, is 21,101 stitches. Out of 640,000. You see, that is such a big difference. And this is, here we are, we're at 3.48%. And when I last stitched on this, I was like, what is this? Where is this? And I've realised it's the floorboards, because I decided to start bottom left corner for a change. And yeah, it's starting to come together. I know that you can see some of the fabric through, although actually from further away it's not too bad. So this is 32 count 1x1/10, so you can see some fabric, but I know when it's washed, because I will wash it, because A, it's a big one, B, it's got it's easy count, and C, there might be some Luna fluff in it and my fluff in it. But I think, yeah, it will all spread out and fluff up. And what I've done frame wise, this is a Q snap, but it's a 8x8x17, just because then I don't feel so, what's the word, distracted, I suppose, of all the fabric that I've got to go. Instead I can only see this little bit, so it looks like I'm actually making decent progress on filling the frame, which my brain works. But yeah, this has been fun, and I've really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to get to this bit where it starts brightening up instead of all the 9 through 9, which I think there's still about 240,000 stitches of. But it's fine. It's okay for blocky stuff. So really enjoying that one. You will notice that I've tried to do dark, colourful in my rotation. So from that really dark one, we go on to Dawn of a New Day, which I do love. And it doesn't look like much. So this is on a Albazee scroll frame. So Dawn of a New Day is by Lucy Pittaway, who was retired, and I got it when she was with Heaven Earth Designs. I just loved it because it's so pretty. So this was it before. Hopefully I'll put that up. And I'm doing this one 28 count. I wanted to try 28 count again, but I didn't like the full cross, and I didn't like the 2x1/10. So this one I decided to do 1x1/10. So I was like, what is the difference? Biggest difference between 28 and 32. And obviously, yes, you can see a little bit more fabric, but again, when it's washed and dried, the fabric slightly changes, the threads fluffy up, so it should cover up the holes, which would be great. So total for this year on this one is 20,357 stitches. Oh, we're like at 57,000 stitches already for the year. Wow. Which brings the overall total of the chart to 28,915 stitches out of 316,550 stitches at 9.13%. And this is where we've got to. Yeah, it's so colourful. It's so bright and beautiful. So we've got the bushes, trees, heads, and then this is the start of the house, and then the water kind of comes along here, and then you've got more buildings and things going up and around. Again, this is quite a blocky one, which is quite a nice change, but I'm looking forward to getting out of the trees and seeing a bit more of it. I think for 2026 it'd be great to be able to get all the way over to the other side, especially I've managed to do that much on it, so we'll see what happens. But it is really beautiful. Go have a look at it. I know you can't get it anymore, but it's very different. It's very bright, very colourful, and it kind of reminds me of here, of our home, where out my window right there is the sea and St Michael's Mount. Whereas this one, I believe is either Yorkshire or the Lake District, where it opens up to, and it's just really, really pretty. So yeah, so that's that one. Okay, next one is another HAED Designs. This one is, I am a Harry Potter nerd. Can't you tell we're doing a series of challenges? First one I did was Harry Potter. This one is Welcome Home Max Colours, which is, oh that's just Reindeer. Welcome Home Max Colours, which is on HAED Designs, and it's by Sherry Gerhardt. I hope I've said that right. 32 count 1x1 tent again. I don't know why this one's so much less than the others. Maybe it's only the rotation that I've only managed to do it like a few times, but it's fine. So this is 12,396 stitches I've managed to do on it this year, which brings it to a total of 80,666 stitches out of a total for the project 318,000 stitches. So we are currently at 25.37%, and we have a bit of a lion's head. Again, on an Albizzy easy clip scroll frame. I kind of fell in love with Q-snaps this year. That's another thing. It's changed with my stitching, but it's fine. It's always handy to have scroll frames to do. So I said on a video before, I kind of went across and then down and stuck coming this way, and I hated it. Much easier for my brain to do it like a book. So we've managed to get all of this in. Now, because this is Max Colours, it really is confetti. You can see all of my part threads there. But we have the top left of the lion's head, and going across there as well. So that would be really nice to be able to fill that gap up for 2026 and get more stitches in than what I have done this year, because 12,396 does not seem like very much, really. But it's still progress. So yeah, love this one. Looking forward to getting further on it and down. It's funny, you look at these and you think, oh, that's really pretty, and then it's when you start stitching you're like, oh. So we're at 80,000. That's a lot of stitches, and then you realise no, it's at 318, and you kind of surprise yourself. But yes, a lot of confetti. You can see all my little tiny ones there that are waiting to be filled in. So it'd be good to get some more of this one, and hopefully fill that gap up in 2026, which would be really, really nice. And I feel like I've made progress and completed 2 full rows on it, which will be good. I still love working on these. Some of them I'm a bit like, oh, but I started them for a reason, because I wanted to get them done. So yeah, so the next one is a new start that I had this year. So we bought our house 2 years ago. It'll be 3 years in 2026 April that we moved in. First time buyers. It's in Newlyn. It's built in the late 1800s, was rented for years, a lot of problems. Had to get a new roof, blah, 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 blah. Down in our kitchen has had a little extension, obviously before we moved in. Fortunately, single brick, lots of moisture coming in, I had to redo it. So ended up painting that wall green, and I was like, we really need something to make it nice. So I chose this chart because I just love the colours. And because it's a new start, I was like, oh yeah, let's go for it. Now, I didn't go with 32 count because it would make it really small. So I ended up stitching it on 25 count 2x1 tent, which is fine, but it is quite thick because of 6E, but we'll make do. It's fine. So this one is Sipping Coffee in the Quiet City, and it is my first Stitch is So Beautiful chart. Oh my goodness, they have some beautiful things on there. Also, shout out to Stitches So Beautiful. Thank you for the lovely advent. So in their Facebook group, leading up to Christmas, they gave a free chart out every day, and some of them are gorgeous, and there's a lot more favorited on my Etsy of their charts and things, and they do have some beautiful designs, so please do go check them out. So instead of doing a before photo, I'll put the actual, oh, I can show you here. Let's just do it that way. I should have done this with all of them. Never mind. But because it's a new start, we'll do it this way. So this is this one. It's just so colourful. And it reminds me of New York, which we went to 3 years ago. Love coffee. And it just seems like it would be really, really pretty in the kitchen. So that's that chart. So we've managed to do 9,261 stitches out of 160,000. I think that's right, which is 5.79%, which is a pretty good start. And there it is. Excess fabric over the top. Yeah, it's really sweet. And I'm almost at the start of the heart on the top here, which would be really good. It just seems really colourful, really bright. Really enjoying this one. Again, pretty thick on the back because it's 25 count. I don't mind showing my back. I don't mind a messy back because you can see how I work. So I tend to go start a column, do 10 by 10, go down, then get up and then down, then up and down. Sometimes I park them. Sometimes I run it to the end of the page. But yeah, that is pretty thick on the back. Oh wow. Just makes it more substantial when you frame it. Will be less flimsy. So that's the Sipping Coffee in the Quiet City. Absolutely beautiful. Can't wait to put some more in on that. Might even be a Q-snap move next time over, which should be good fun, and see what happens next. So that is that one. Then my most recent new start. I got this last year on Etsy. The lovely Leanne of Small Town Stitches sent me a voucher, which was very, very generous to her on Etsy. And this is one of the ones I bought with that voucher. It's called Sunset in Hogsmeade. I'm sorry, it's Harry Potter again. And it's by Crimson Creative. And I started it this year. I've only recently started it because it looks like I've only got one chapter in, but it's fine. So this is in 32 count 1x1 and again, it's a really pretty chart. That doesn't look like much, but this is what it will look like. My tablet keeps timing out and it's really annoying. There it is. So this is the Hogsmeade at sunset. Very kind of whimsical, old-fashioned, but colourful and bright. Really, really, really pretty. And I thought I need to start that. So I started it. And I got a little corner in. So this is 3,579 stitches out of 183,750 stitches, and we're at 1.95%. It's just colourful. And this is like the top of a building, so I'm intrigued as to where it's going and what's going to come out next. So I'm looking forward to actually digging in and getting some more on this. Again, it's a colourful one. After the Sipping Coffee, which is lovely and turquoise and yellow, but this is more purples and blues and pinks and all kinds of colours. So yeah, so that was my most recent new start. And it's on 32 count 1x1 Didn't say that, but that's really just a given now, isn't it? So next one is Heaven and Earth Designs, and it is Santorini Max Colours, which I thought I'd started in 2024, but it turns out I started it this year, and it is by Yelena Babenko. Max Colours, 32 count 1x1 Yeah, I really thought I started it 2024, but no, I've actually had a lot more starts this year. So this is what it'll look like. I've got a couple of her other ones. I've got the autumn and I've got the Christmas one. But I wanted to start this one. I started this, I believe, in summer. And I just wanted something bright. Something nice and bright. And if I hold those out, I'll put that one down there and that one over there. And this is where we've got to on it. So this one is current page. That's next page, Park Threads. I decided to try it out with this one. Really nice pastel colours. So we've done 12,842 stitches on this one out of 213,200, and we're at 6.02%, which, yeah, quite proud of, quite pleased. Looking forward to getting into the bit of the tree, which I think is going to be around here, because we don't have too much fabric, so it'll probably come to about there on the excess. But it's just a really bright, colourful chart, and I thought I'd start with this one before doing the other two, because again it's a contrast to the other. My brain likes contrast, I don't know why, and it also likes to do multiple things at the same time. It's great fun in there. So yeah, I'm excited to get onto the tree and keep going along. So I think I'll go along to the end of the row and then come back down and go along like I've said before. So that is that one. Now, penultimate WIP. I was so close to finishing this. I was stitching it all the way up to like Christmas Eve. Then Christmas happened and I'd finished the chapter 2 of Chamber of Secrets. I've done all of the Philosopher's Stone. Got to the end of chapter 2, finished it, started working on it on, I want to say Boxing Day. And I did like 600 stitches and I was like, I really need to switch. After 4,730 stitches, I need to switch projects. But I am so close to finishing it. So part of me is regretting that I switched. But actually I'm not, because I managed to get loads done on the one I've switched it to. So let me just grab it. Oh, it's not going to do, it's fine. I'll leave it on here. This is my little L bar extension. It's kind of on. So this is Mini Enchanted Reindeer by Donna Gelsinger. Heaven and Earth Designs, 25 count, 2x1 tent. And we have completed this year 20,914 stitches. So that is a total of 75,410 stitches. Ignore that. Out of 78,000, we were at 96.68%. That's what I mean by it being so close to finishing. 25 count, 2x1 tent, and here she is. He is. She is. They are. Yeah, I've just got this little tiny corner to do. Tiny little corner, which is, what's that? 2,590 stitches to do. That is it. So 2026 goal, get this one finished, ready for Christmas next year. But considering it's a mini, it is so beautiful and so clear, and it really shows everything. So I'm super pleased with this one. This is my resolution for 2026, get this one finished and then go from there. Maybe I did a new one when I finished this one. Again, really thick at the back, very messy at the back, but I don't care, because it's not about, the back shows the hard work. And I'm going to show you my back. Back shows the hard work. The front shows the finish. And it kind of, when you go to frame it, or when I go to frame it, I kind of look at the back and I'm like going, yeah, I remember that bit. It was really thick or whatever. It kind of tells the story of it. So yeah, so close. Cannot wait to get this one finished, which will be this year on the next rotation. I can't wait. Absolutely can't wait. And then the last WIP is Tilton Crafts Hocus Pocus. I started this with a few people on Instagram. and I've carried it on, put it into my WIP rotation. And again, it's quite dark a bit, but I feel like I've made really good progress. So I managed to finish chapter 3 of Chamber of Secrets last night on it. So since Boxing Day, so since Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, today's Wednesday, in 6 days, I've managed to do 4,730 stitches on it, which I think is pretty good considering I'm only stitching on it in the evenings. Oh, it's so nice to be home in the evenings for a change. So this is on 32 count 1x1 tent from Tilton Crafts, Hocus Pocus. So year so far, we've done 17,964 stitches. Total 24,669 stitches out of 139,100 stitches. And we're at 17.73%. And this is where I managed to get to yesterday. We have a face started. I was so excited. Just a couple of stitches left in our eye to do. But yeah, so this frame, 11 by 11, I didn't make it shorter. So instead of going all the way across and back down, I thought I'd fill this frame. So I will continue going across here. Then I'll move the Q-snap, do the top page in a bit and go down and then start again. But yeah, just excited to kind of have a face started. It actually looks like something. And I was a bit worried in regards to what it would turn out like. But actually it looks really good. It does look like the chart or the image that's on the website. So yeah, so I'm really pleased with this one. I feel like I'm making progress because we've managed to get a hand in and then a face. Which I'm super excited about. So that one is going to be put away for a while until I come next to it once I've got through all of these others. So yes, so they are my WIPs, which is great. Talked about World Travel Bookshelf, wrote in a little list. I have got a new start that I'm going to start. I mean, it is New Year's Eve. We're not going anywhere. We might have a game of Monopoly or something later. Either start it tonight or I'll start it tomorrow, which would be the original day that we would have had to start it anyway. And I joined the Heaven and Earth Design Stitch Along. So I did the 2024 one, and I did the Merry Mushroom Village one, which is the red mushroom. Loved it. I didn't do 2025 because nothing really took my fancy. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to do 2026 because they're almost like mini charts. But the one I've chosen is actually a full chart. And it's just something nice to do. I don't like the like reward chart. Some people do. They're not for me. But I actually really like this chart. Again, it's whimsical, it's buildings, but it's really pretty. But I also wanted to get the Amy Stewart special chart that she was doing, which we ended up getting a few days ago. Sanctuary of Stitching. It is beautiful. I've zoomed in, had a look, and one thing that I absolutely love on it, which is really funny. Oh, let me show you. So that was my 2024 one that I completed, the Merry Mushroom. And what was really funny is that in her, oh, I can't find it, never mind. In her Sanctuary of Stitching, the special edition, special chart that she did for the people in the Stitch Along, if you zoom in to where the armchair is, there's actually a cross stitch frame, a scroll frame, and it's her working on that one. Well, it's a picture of that one being worked on, which I absolutely loved. So I'm so glad I've got it. I did download all 4 versions of that chart because why not? You've got them all then. I don't know if I'll start it this year because I've got so many others I want to start. Or not necessarily this year, but just January want to start. But for the Heaven and Earth Design Stitch Along of 2026, I decided it was between Fairy Tale and this one. And actually, I'm kind of glad I got this one. So this is Stone Cottage Keep by LLL Designs. And this is one that is a full chart. I'm going to zoom in that way. And I think it's really pretty. And that's it. That is exactly what it looks like. So I'm going to do it on 32 count, 1 by 1/10 as usual. And I'm going to start it either today or tomorrow, as it's the first tomorrow. Shoveling a good film, whatever. But yeah, it's really pretty. I know Stuart in Stitches is doing this one and he's already made a start. And there's quite a few others that are doing this. I'm quite excited to give it a go. Managed to go through all my other threads. So I picked all the threads from my wonderful boxes. And then I decided to go through all the threads that I had for the World Travel Bookshelf SSMC and see which ones I had already put on floss drops that I need for that one. And I've managed to get through a third. So that third can go back in the boxes, which would be really handy. So I kind of work from ones that I've already finished, and it's like the mini reindeer. I've got quite a lot of threads on bobbins that I'm now finished with for that one, so I can go through that and put that into this one. So I'm always kind of like recycling, reusing threads instead of just getting a brand new set for each one. But I've got the space to do that just about, with Cross and Cross taking over every room. Yeah, so that's WIPs, that's a new start. I do want to at some point purchase the 6 portals from Pain Free Crafts by Rose Khan because they are gorgeous, and I saw that Sarah, Mrs. C Stitches, Mrs. S Stitches, I can't remember your username, I'm so sorry Sarah, she made a start on it, and oh, it looks beautiful. So that's definitely one chart I would like to buy. It is expensive, but it is 6 chart stroke 7 because you get all individual 6 portals plus the combined one to do. So I'd like to purchase that at some point, save up my pennies. And then I suppose the only other thing to talk about really is the series of challenges. Thank you to everybody that has joined the group and taking part and tagging us and using the hashtag with it. So I started that in June, July. We've got the Harry Potter, we've got the Jane Austen, and we've got the Narnia challenges. I am working on another one. Whoa. So there is a new challenge. The formatting on WPS Office is being a pain in the bum. It keeps flitting about. So I've started on that. I've started with the first book. It is of a series. It's of a very famous series. It's of a bestseller series. And I actually bought the first book. I haven't read it. And I thought, you know what? Let me buy the book. So I bought the book. And I got through chapter 1 last night. It arrived yesterday. I thought, right, that is a 2026 resolution. Read a book. I used to love reading and I never find time to do it. So why not get a new book, start it, get chapter 1 done, and try and get in the habit of reading each day or every other day when I go to bed, because my brain never stops. So yes, so started on that challenge. They do take a while to do with all the formatting and workings out and everything. So that will be ready and it will be up on the Facebook group, a series of challenges. It will be up in our Google Drive on Instagram when it's ready where the others are. And excited to get that one out and hopefully do some more as well. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be exciting. And I'm just looking forward to, you know, really digging in and doing more with Cross and Crafts because I do love it. It's a hobby. It was a hobby, which I thought I can do better with, and I have. And I really enjoy doing it. And I enjoy doing the orders and helping people with questions and answers and all sorts. And thank you so much to all of you for being there and, you know, buying from us or tagging us in things, whatever. I love seeing everybody's projects. I love seeing all that you're working on. And yeah, let's keep it going. So I hope you all have a lovely New Year's Eve. I hope you all have a wonderful 2026, and I promise I will do some more Flosstube videos. Happy New Year, guys. Take care.